It's Kwek. Our next story, though, is about preserving memories, those of our loved ones, particularly our elderly relatives.
Yeah, and someone who has his fair share of stories to tell and wants to make sure they live on forever is Hollywood legend William Shatner. And Nick Kwek went to meet him ahead of his 92nd birthday.
Los Angeles, the city of angels, where everyone wants to get in front of the camera.
Welcome to the StoryFile studio.
Check this out. This startup in the heart of Hollywood will give you that opportunity. It'll record your entire life story.
Again, the hot
Okay,
seat.
here we go. Here, customers are asked hundreds, sometimes thousands of questions over several hours and even several days.
Hair and makeup, of course, we're in Hollywood, we have to have that. Heaven forbid you're going to be documented for the next 100 years and not have your hair correct, right?
And the idea is that once you've passed away, anyone with access can ask you anything and you'll answer them.
Tell me about your eyebrows.
These eyebrows are quite extraordinary.
The concept has attracted someone with more than their fair share of stories. An absolute pleasure and privilege to meet you, sir.
Hi,
how are
Nick,
you
how are
doing?
you?
You know this place quite well. You've been here before, right?
Every nook and cranny, every crease and crack, I know.
Just think of what the possibilities are of what you and I are doing right now.
Why did you record yourself?
I ask myself that question day in and day out. I mean, artificial intelligence is a fascinating subject for everybody. The discourse now is it coming alive? Will it be the equivalent of our human creativity and devilishness? Or is it still just mechanical? So, okay, why don't we just pull the plug? That's why I'm here.
Do you think that other people using StoryFile's technology even come close to like what you can do and the way that you can tell stories? Like, who cares about people that are not William Shatner?
Everybody's got a story. I mean, if you and I were to talk, if I were to interview you, I would discover your story. You know what I would do with you? Put the camera on you.
No, don't talk about me. No.
Is the cameraman going to listen to you? Listening to him? I'm going to stop talking. Nick,
Yeah.
when did you start combing your hair that way? No,
Yeah.
seriously.
Oh, yeah. This is actually a really good question.
Well, of course.
So, like,
Now, stop. Come back on me. Okay. So that's what I would ask you. That sort of thing. Everybody has a story.
were there any questions that you were asked where you thought, I'm not going to answer that. I don't want to go there.
I don't recall saying I don't. I don't recall ever saying I'm not going to answer that because, although this is for publication, it's I'm dead. So, yeah.
But would you reveal like secrets?
Like, what's a secret?
Well, so for
Nick, give me an idea. Give me an idea of what's a secret.
say that in your, when you're alive, there's something you have a dark secret and you.
Well, what's a dark secret?
Well, I've got loads of dark
Well,
secrets.
like
Bill.
what?
Well,
You've
I
got
can't
loads?
tell you.
No,
I can't tell you.
No, you can tell me a low. Give me one dark secret.
No,
Make up a dark.
goodness me.
Make up a dark secret.
I could have stolen something.
Okay,
When I was
I've got a
younger,
dark secret. I
Right?
stole something.
Okay.
Okay, I've never talked about it, but I did as a kid. I stole candy from a grocery store, and as I'm leaving the grocery store, I got the candy, and I'm like 10, and I hear, and a hand is clapping me on the throat. Oh, geez, what's that? What do you got under your bag? I got nothing. I got nothing. Let me see what you got under your jacket. Bag of candy. Why wouldn't you want that dark secret? Because that dark secret's going to die with you. It's gone forever.
As well as playing back answers straight, for some clients, StoryFile is putting artificial words into virtual mouths.
We don't call ours deep fakes because they're not a hack of somebody's identity. They're done in an authorized way, often with that person's estate, where we'll recreate the character using their archives, their videos, their voice, and we'll create an absolutely lifelike version of that individual, say for a museum or for a family trust.
Is there a danger there, though, that you might misrepresent them or perhaps convey a different side of their personality that they never actually had?
Are we capable of being able to misrepresent somebody? Yes. In the same way that any, filmmaker can do that when making a movie or whatever. We created an AI ethics policy and we have an AI ethics committee and advisors, external advisors.
It doesn't always get it right. Sometimes it struggles to understand what question you're asking. But on the flip side, the AI often groups recorded answers together to form fuller responses, revealing surprising details.
I've got too many horses. I love horses.
Some people be watching this thinking, oh, I'm not sure about communicating with a loved one after they've moved on, and is that actually a healthy thing to do?
We as a technology company can't determine how people are going to live their lives when their loved ones have gone any more than we can with a book or an album or anything else for that matter. That's not saying we're not responsible. What we're saying is that each of us has different ways of thinking about our loved ones when they're gone and dealing with grief in different ways.
Whilst the notion of chatting with the dead is certainly bewitching, arguably as AI advances, an ethical tightrope lies ahead. But for Bill, this technology could enable him to boldly go where no one has gone before.